There is a strange silence that fills the space between two people when something breaks inside one of them, and she will master that silence better than anyone you have ever met. She will move through your world like nothing ever happened. She will laugh with her friends. She will post like she is living her best life. She will walk past you like you never mattered, and the wild part is, everyone around her will believe she is perfectly fine. But you, the one who truly knows her, will notice the cracks beneath that calm. You will see the storm she is trying to bury under a perfectly controlled face. Because she is not fine, not even close. She is simply performing the oldest survival act known to the human heart, pretending. She will pretend she is fine because admitting the truth feels like admitting defeat. She will pretend she is fine because pride chokes the confession that she still cares. She will pretend she is fine because showing vulnerability feels like placing her pulse in the palm of someone who once let it slip, and she will pretend she is fine because she wants to see how long you will go without asking if she actually is. These are the games people play when emotions become weapons, when pride becomes armor, when silence becomes a battlefield, and the most dangerous moves are made without a single word spoken. But you know what makes all of this even more complicated? The moment you start to move on, the moment you actually begin healing, the moment your steps become lighter and your voice becomes stronger, that is when her performance collapses, not because she hates you, not because she wants to own you, but because she never expected you to stop orbiting her emotional gravity. She never thought you would actually let her go. She pretends she is fine until she feels you slipping beyond her reach. Then everything changes. Then the cracks she tried to hide turn into waves she cannot control. Then she feels the loss she tried to bury rising back up like a tidal surge. And suddenly the mask she wore with pride begins to fall apart. This is where dark psychology meets the ancient Stoic truth. People do not truly reveal themselves when they are holding on. They reveal themselves when they realize they no longer control the narrative of your life. Tonight we walk deep into the silent corners of the mind, into the games of pride and longing, into the cold realities and buried feelings that surface only when one person finally moves on. And we explore the Stoic power that protects you from this emotional pull, the strength that allows you to walk forward without being dragged back into the fire you worked so hard to escape. Take a breath, we begin. She wears a mask so polished it looks real even to her closest friends, and for a moment, she believes it too. She believes she can just switch off the part of her heart that once opened for you. She believes she can overwrite the memories with noise and distraction. She believes she can outrun the ache by pretending she never felt anything at all. And at first, that mask fits snug, almost convincing, but the truth is, the mask is not there to hide emotions from you. It is there to hide emotions from herself. She is not trying to fool you. She is trying to survive her own mind. This is where the Stoics understood something modern psychology only later confirmed. The mind does not like unfinished stories. It hates unresolved emotions. It despises loose ends. And it will twist reality to protect itself from pain, even if it means lying to its own reflection. So she tells herself she is good. She tells herself she is over it. She tells herself she is unbothered, and everyone claps for the performance because everyone sees only what she allows. But the human heart has no interest in performance. It only cares about truth. You will notice the truth in the small ways, the hesitation when she sees you unexpectedly, the quick inhale she tries to hide, the trembling microsecond before she looks away, the moment her voice shakes just enough for you to catch it, and the way she scrolls through your page at 2 a.m. even though she swears she does not care anymore. But here is the critical part. The mask is not a sign of strength. It is a sign of fear that if she stops pretending, she will feel everything at once, and those feelings will drown her. The Stoics taught that you cannot control how someone handles their inner storms. You can only control how you respond to the waves when they reach your shore. And the first rule is this: never chase someone who hides behind a mask, because the chase only makes the mask stronger. Let her act, let her pretend, let her project whatever story she needs to feel safe, because the truth will surface eventually. It always does, and you do not need to pull it out of her. Time will do that work for you. For now, observe with calm, because the mask she wears is not your responsibility. It is her battle with herself. and every day she pretends she is fine. She steps deeper into a lie she cannot maintain forever. Behind every silent woman who claims she is unbothered, there is a storm swirling just below the surface. A storm she refuses to name. A storm she knows would break her open if she allowed herself to feel it fully. So she avoids it. She pushes it down. She buries it beneath busy schedules and loud friends and forced smiles. But storms do not disappear. They wait. This storm is not anger at you. It is fear of herself. Fear of caring too much. Fear of wanting something she lost. Fear of admitting she still feels the pull toward you. Fear of being exposed as vulnerable when she wants to appear invincible. Dark psychology explains this as emotional dissonance. When the mind wants one thing but the ego demands another, creating an internal war where the heart whispers one truth while pride screams a different one. And instead of choosing a side, she chooses silence. Stoicism teaches that storms of the mind grow stronger in the dark, that unspoken emotions gain power when they are hidden, that what we refuse to confront eventually controls us. And this is exactly what happens to her. She becomes controlled by the storm she tries to ignore. You will feel this storm even before she admits it. You will notice the passive reactions, the subtle tension when you talk to someone new, the way her eyes flicker when she overhears your name, the way she lingers a second longer in the spaces where you used to be, as if her heart is searching for something her pride refuses to acknowledge. The storm grows heavier each day you grow lighter, each day you distance yourself, each day you begin rebuilding, because she never prepared for the moment where you would stand up and walk forward. She thought you would wait forever. She thought you would stay in her orbit. She thought she could pretend and you would continue to care anyway. But storms become violent when they sense the loss of control, and whether she admits it or not, your healing threatens the emotional power she once held over you. But you cannot allow someone else's storm to pull you back into the rain. The Stoics remind us that another person's emotional chaos is not a place where you must take shelter. You must remain steady, centered, grounded, because healing requires standing outside their storm and inside your own strength. And trust this, the storm she hides cannot stay hidden forever. It will rise when the moment comes, and that moment is approaching fast, because nothing shakes a guarded heart more than witnessing the one they expected to hold on finally let go. This is the turning point, the shift, the spark that ignites everything she has been suppressing, the moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop checking in, the moment you stop offering your energy to someone who pretended not to need it. This is when her mask begins to crack. It always happens the same way, slowly at first, then all at once. At the start, she barely notices the change. She assumes your silence is temporary. She assumes your distance is a momentary mood. She assumes you will return the moment she gives even the slightest hint of attention, because that is how the pattern always played out before. But then something different happens. You remain still, you remain calm, you remain focused on your own life, and for the first time, she feels the absence of your energy, the warmth you offered, the steady presence she took for granted. This is where dark psychology flips the script. People often realize the value of something only when the emotional benefits they receive disappear, and she was receiving more from you than she ever admitted: validation, comfort, emotional security, attention, the invisible support she pretended not to care about but relied on constantly. When those disappear, she feels it instantly, even if she hides it from the world. The Stoics taught that detachment is not coldness. It is reclaiming power that was once unconsciously handed away. And when you begin practicing this calm detachment, when your silence becomes steady instead of reactive, she senses the shift as something she can no longer control. And that terrifies her. This is when her late-night thoughts begin circling questions she tried to suppress. Why is he so calm? Why is he not reaching out? Why does he look happier? Why does he seem lighter? Why does he not appear affected by the loss? And the deeper fear arises: has he stopped caring? Because the moment you pull away is the moment she realizes this entire time she thought she was in control of the story. But now the narrative is changing, and she no longer knows what comes next. That uncertainty shakes her more than anything you could ever say. This is the part she never prepared for. She expected you to be stuck. She expected you to wait. She expected your world to pause while she rearranged hers. But when she sees you healing, really healing, something inside her collapses. Healing is louder than any confession you could make. It speaks a truth she cannot ignore. Because healing means acceptance. Healing means letting go. Healing means you are no longer emotionally anchored to her. And this is the reality she never wanted to face. She might see it in your posture, in your smile, in the way you walk with lighter steps, in the new calm that surrounds you, in the way you talk to people with renewed clarity, in the way your energy no longer bends toward her direction, and that shift hits her harder than any breakup ever could. Dark psychology calls this reactive longing, when someone suddenly desires the person they once undervalued because that person is no longer available to validate them. And reactive longing is powerful. It triggers emotions she thought she buried: jealousy, regret, curiosity, fear, desire, loss, all rising at once in a flood she cannot control. But the Stoics warned us, emotional reactions in others should never be the compass that guides your actions. Your healing must remain yours, not a performance to gain attention, not a tactic to provoke a response, because genuine healing builds a foundation no one's opinion can shake. And the more you heal, the more her internal conflict grows. She wants to reach out, yet her pride holds her back. She wants to say something, yet her fear silences her. She wants to pretend she does not care, yet her actions betray her intentions. And the emotional storm you sensed earlier finally begins to break open inside her. She will pretend she is happy for you. She will celebrate your growth publicly. But privately her heart tightens, because healing means freedom, and freedom means she no longer has a hold on you. This is the moment she realizes she cannot reverse what is happening. She cannot rewind the story. She cannot undo her silence. She cannot erase the space she created, and now the space belongs to you, not her. You are learning to breathe without her shadow, and she is learning what it feels like to lose someone she assumed would always stay. Your silence carries a weight she never expected, not because silence is loud on its own, but because silence becomes powerful when it comes from someone who once cared deeply, someone who once tried, someone who once poured effort into every broken corner of the connection. And now that person has nothing left to say, nothing left to explain, nothing left to prove. Silence becomes the mirror she cannot escape, a mirror that reflects her decisions back at her, a mirror that shows her what she lost, a mirror that reveals the truth she tried to avoid, that truth being you were never the weak one, you were simply the one who cared, and caring is not weakness, caring is strength, and walking away is an even greater strength. In dark psychology, silence is called a cognitive trigger. It forces the other person to confront internal questions they cannot answer, questions they avoided, questions they never expected to face. Questions such as, why does his silence bother me this much? Why do I care now? Why does seeing him move on feel like a punch to the chest? Why does my heart panic at the thought of him forgetting me? Your silence disrupts the image she projected to the world, the image of indifference, the image of confidence, the image of emotional control. Your silence exposes cracks in that image, because suddenly she is reacting to what she once claimed did not affect her, and reactions reveal the truth more than words ever will. Stoicism teaches that silence is not an absence. Silence is a disciplined choice, a choice to guard your peace, a choice to stop negotiating your worth with someone who treated it carelessly, a choice to stop fueling a fire that only burned you, a choice to redirect your energy inward instead of outward. You are not ignoring her to punish her. You are simply choosing yourself, and that choice is powerful, that choice is rare, that choice triggers transformation inside you and agitation inside her. She begins to feel the vacuum where your energy used to be. She begins to wonder what you are thinking, what you are doing, who you are becoming, and her thoughts spiral because she no longer has access to the emotional world she once took for granted. People panic when the access they assumed was permanent suddenly closes. Your silence becomes the lesson she never wanted but needed, and in that lesson, she begins to understand the truth of losing someone not through conflict but through calm detachment, losing someone not through anger but through quiet evolution, losing someone not through dramatic endings but through a gradual fading of your presence until she realizes she cannot reach you the way she once could. And for the first time, she recognizes that you never competed for her attention. She simply took your devotion for granted, But now she understands that silence from someone who once cared is not empty, it is final. Regret does not arrive in a single moment. Regret comes in waves, subtle at first, almost dismissible. But each wave grows stronger, heavier, more undeniable, until she can no longer outrun the truth that begins tightening inside her chest. And regret always hits at the exact moment you no longer belong to her story. It might be a flash of memory, a scent on a cold day, a song that hits too hard, a place you both once knew, or a voice that sounds like yours from a distance. These small triggers break through the mask she wears and hit her heart directly. And this is where regret begins to grow roots. She regrets not answering your messages. She regrets pushing you away. She regrets assuming you would always be there. She regrets treating your love like something she could put on hold. She regrets pretending she did not care when she did. And she regrets letting her pride drive the story instead of honesty. Dark psychology explains regret as the mind's attempt to reclaim control after losing something valuable. The mind starts replaying moments, rewriting them, analyzing every detail, searching for reasons, hunting for missed signals, and the more she rewinds, the deeper the regret becomes. But regret does not come alone. It brings jealousy, longing, insecurity, confusion, and a desperate desire to rewrite the ending. Because regret is not about the past. Regret is about the present realization that the past cannot be changed, and now she must sit with the consequences of silence she once weaponized. Stoicism teaches that regret is not your responsibility. Her emotional awakening does not obligate you to return. You do not owe her reassurance, closure, explanation, comfort, or another chance, because closure is something she must find within herself, not something she can extract from you once she realizes she misplayed the story. She might attempt to reach out subtly at first, a like on a post, a watch on your story, a random message that seems casual, but underneath that casual tone is a storm of regret she is trying to hide. And even if she does not reach out, the regret is still there. She feels it every time she sees your name, every time she hears your laugh, every time she realizes you are no longer emotionally attached. And here is the truth she never expected. Regret teaches her how deeply she actually cared. Not when she had you, but when she lost you. But sometimes, regret arrives too late to rebuild anything. And that is the lesson life gives us in the harshest yet most transformative way. This is the chapter she never believed would come. The moment you no longer react to her presence, her silence, her attention, or her absence. The moment your emotions no longer rise or fall depending on what she does. The moment your heart no longer tenses when you hear her name. This is when the dynamic fully flips. She spent so long believing she controlled the emotional tempo between you. She believed her actions, her silence, her attention, her distance dictated how you felt. But that illusion breaks the moment you detach, the moment your reactions fade, the moment you show that your peace does not depend on her anymore. Detachment is not bitterness. Detachment is clarity. Detachment is emotional independence. Detachment is choosing to respond with calm instead of longing, with acceptance instead of desperation, with maturity instead of impulse. Dark psychology refers to this as emotional decoupling, when the emotional bond between two people becomes one-sided, and the one who still feels it grows increasingly agitated by the one who no longer does. This is where she begins to feel the consequences of her earlier choices in real time. Your lack of reaction becomes the very thing that pulls her deeper into her own unresolved emotions. She wants a sign you still care. She wants a sign you still hurt. She wants a sign she still has impact, but you offer none because you no longer need to. Stoicism teaches that freedom comes from mastering your reactions. Once you stop reacting to someone who once held emotional power over you, you reclaim your life fully, because your emotional world is no longer dictated by external forces. The more you remain calm, grounded, centered, and unbothered, the more she feels the shift in power, and this shift challenges everything she assumed, because she expected you to be affected forever. She expected you to need closure. She expected you to hold on to hope. She expected you to hold on to her memory. But instead, you evolved, you grew, you healed, And healing is the type of transformation no one can undo, not even the one who hurt you. Your lack of reaction is not coldness. It is evolution, and evolution is irreversible. This is the moment she feared the most, the moment she tried to deny, the moment she tried to delay with silence, pride, distraction, or pretense. But truth always catches up, and the truth is this: you are not coming back. She feels it in the way you speak, in the way you carry yourself, in the way your attention no longer bends toward her, in the way your energy feels untouchable now. And that realization hits harder than heartbreak, because heartbreak happens when a relationship ends, but this pain happens when she realizes she ended something she actually needed, even if she never admitted it. Dark psychology calls this a collapse point, the moment where false confidence shatters and is replaced with emotional clarity. A clarity she avoided for months, maybe years, and this clarity is simple: you were not replaceable, you were not temporary, you were not just another chapter, you were someone who offered depth, care, presence, and intention, things she now sees in hindsight with painful accuracy. Stoicism teaches that acceptance is where pain becomes wisdom, and you have reached that stage. She has not. She is now stuck in the stage you once occupied, the stage of wondering, the stage of longing, the stage of imagining what could have happened if she chose differently. But life does not give us back the moments we waste. She will replay every conversation, every silence, every missed opportunity, and each replay will remind her of a truth she did not want to face. You healed while she hesitated. You let go while she pretended. You grew while she performed, and this difference is what creates emotional distance she cannot cross anymore. When she realizes you are not coming back, she does not just lose you. She loses the version of herself that existed with you. She loses the emotional safety she once felt. She loses the comfort she assumed was always there. And she loses the privilege of being close to someone who genuinely cared. By the time she understands your worth, you have already stepped into a new chapter, one she no longer has access to. When the dust settles, when emotions fade, when the chaos ends, what rises within you is something far more valuable than closure. You gain stoic power, the kind of power born from surviving yourself, from mastering your reactions, from detaching with dignity, from choosing peace over chaos, from learning how to live without someone you once thought you could not lose. This power is quiet but unshakable. It does not shout. It does not brag. It does not seek validation. It simply exists in you like a flame that cannot be blown out, because the strength you built was not a performance, it was a transformation. You begin to understand the Stoic truth: people may hurt you, but they cannot control your heart unless you hand them the keys, and you have taken the keys back. You now control the narrative of your life, not her silence, not her validation, not her return, not her regret. Your worth no longer fluctuates with someone else's perception. You do not beg for attention. You do not chase emotionally unavailable people. You do not stay where love feels uncertain. You do not negotiate with your self-respect. You do not attach yourself to those who treat your presence like an option. You now walk with a different energy, a grounded calm, a quiet confidence, a deep respect for yourself, and that energy protects you from repeating old patterns. Because once you taste peace, chaos becomes unappealing, no matter how familiar it once felt. You have learned what most people spend their whole lives avoiding, that losing someone is not the end. Losing yourself is, and you chose not to lose yourself again. She may feel the consequences of her choices, but you feel the rewards of your discipline, and that difference is the essence of Stoic strength. Take a deep breath. Let the truth sink in. You did not lose her. You found you. And that discovery is worth more than any relationship that required you to shrink, doubt yourself, or fight for someone's attention. Life has a way of removing people who cannot grow with you, and sometimes the universe closes doors not to punish you but to redirect you, to guide you toward places where your heart will be valued without hesitation, without pretense, without emotional games. Remember this: the person who pretends they do not care will care the moment you reclaim your worth, the moment you choose yourself, the moment you walk forward without looking back. And that is why your healing is the greatest revenge, the greatest transformation, the greatest proof of your inner strength. So keep walking, keep evolving, keep honoring your path, and never forget, the right people will meet you with honesty, not pride, with clarity, not confusion, with effort, not excuses. If this message hit your heart tonight, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me what part spoke to you the most. Watch the other videos on this channel to deepen your Stoic mindset, and subscribe to Stoic Spark for daily Stoic wisdom, and tap the bell icon so you never miss the guidance you deserve. Your transformation begins now.